On 1st and 10, here's Irving. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
This 2nd and 4. To throw, Mayfield. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is...
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Play action now. Here's Mayfield escaping the pressure right. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
And that will be incomplete with the clock showing 18 seconds now to go. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. Mayfield now from the 50. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And this defense will take over right at midfield. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
That one complete down the field to Smith. And he will step out of bounds all the way down at the 5-yard line.
A big play there just before halftime. 45 yards. They're going to look to throw. Being chased out left. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
The kick by Elliott is good, and that will do it for this 1st half. 1st half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. 10-0 is our score as we get started again on EA Sports. And that one going to hop into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And right out of the gate, they face what you think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting more pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
2nd and 10 now. 3rd quarter action from Philadelphia, PA. Baker going to give it to Irving. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. 43 yards.
Well, that was a pretty good time for his first catch of the ball game, and it turned into a huge play as well. He's certainly not been a central part of this passing game so far in this one, but he made his presence felt there. A big pickup on 3rd down.
The tackle by Nakobe Dean.
Well, it's tough time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line.
Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to it.
And just when the offense seemed to be figuring things out, they have a little bit of a setback there. Finally getting a drive going. They can't let that stop them, especially since they've been shut out this far in.
Airing this one out for Evans. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Mayfield to throw for it on fourth.
The pass is caught by Cade Otton. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down. And it is a big letdown there defensively. They somehow allowed him to convert on 4th and long.
Mayfield looks to throw.
And that, nearly picked off. Well, it would have been a great time for their first interception of the game. Instead, it's second down.
In motion, left Shepard. Going to the air again with Mayfield. This is caught. Touchdown!
Chris Godwin
From 19 yards away.
And the Bucs have got it back to within a score.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air.
And he returns this to the 22.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that momentum stays in your camp.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
4 yards on the pickup. Second and 6.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close.
From the 39-yard line, here comes second down at 6.
A handoff, Barkley running left. He'll be taken down well behind the line, and I think he might have just given those 4 yards right back. And chalk that up as a 4-yard loss, and now it's third down.
They go play action with Hurts. Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 19. Up the middle with Barkley. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in, and all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop them here.
Off the play fake, here's Hurts.
And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. So decision time now, because a field goal keeps it a one-score game. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm looking at the down and distance, and that's where the issue comes in. It's not short enough that it's a no-brainer and you go for it. You have to analyze this one. To me, you take the field goal, take the points. I don't think you want to risk coming away with nothing.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And the Buccaneers defense holds, and they get the football back. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Got a man downfield. It's Otten. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets all the way down inside the 20-yard line. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. A shotgun handoff here to Irving. And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Once again, it's Irving. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow, wow.
McLaughlin now to add the PAT. And that makes it 14-10.
Makes the score Buccaneers 14, Eagles 10.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. There he goes, right side. And he's going to take it all the way into the end zone. What a return, and they've taken the lead. What a game this has been, and what a drive that was, Charles, to take the lead here late in the 4th quarter.
And, partner, that's a job well done by everyone, from the players to the guys calling the plays. And if I may introduce just one downside to the mix, might be a little bit too much time left. Enough on the clock for a final last-ditch effort to try and steal this win away.
So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback. This is 1st and 10.
Point it right. Okay.
Now Mayfield. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. Mayfield to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long. That's complete to Otten. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. Here we go. This is 4th down. Desperation time. Mayfield on 4th down. Flush to his right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over.
Well, you really can't